Welcome to the Rotary Roundup, and I'm so pleased today to talk about a very special opportunity for high school students through Rotary called the Rotary Youth Exchange. Michael Pugh is here to tell us all about it. Michael?
So the program, there's two types. There's a long-term exchange, and there's also a short-term exchange. The long-term exchange is for an academic school year, could be from about in the August timeframe to the June timeframe. The short-term is during the summer for 3 weeks in a foreign country and then 3 weeks back in your home with the exchange student that's coming back from that country. We have with us here some exchange students that were in high school at the time when they did their exchange. So you can hear from them the real experiences of what really happened.
Hello, my name is Bianca Barbosa. I'm from Plano, Texas, and I went to Plano West Senior High School. In 2019, I was an exchange student in France. I sit in a small city called Bourg-en-Bresse. It was about 30 minutes away from Lyon. I absolutely loved my exchange year, and I would do it again.
Hi, my name is Adeline Puckett, and I was an exchange student in Barcelona this past year, and I currently attend McKinney North High School. My exchange was just the best I could ever imagine. My host families were great, and I would recommend the program to anyone who wants to travel.
Hi, my name is Melissa Casey Woodcock, and 25 years ago, I was an exchange student in Belgium while I was in Del Rio High School. And it was by far one of the most impactful experiences of my life. I definitely recommend it to everyone.
Hi, my name is Dominica Anrelli. I currently am a student in Lovejoy High School. And I went to Switzerland this past year, and it was amazing. I learned German, and I'm going to try to get my kids to do it because I loved it so much.
It sounds like everybody here loved the program and would recommend it to all their friends. But tell me, before you signed up for it, how did you learn about it, and did you have any concerns?
Well, actually, my aunt and my mom both went on an exchange to Japan, so I knew that I wanted to do something with going to another country or something because they talk to me about it all the time. And yet it's like when you're on the plane, you feel a little scared, but it is more excitement about what's about to come. And yes, of course, I had a little bit of doubts, but not on not wanting to go. Of course, I wanted to go. I think I was just excited.
Bill, I had my parents that were friends with the Rotarians. That's how I found out about it. And I'll tell you, I did have some doubts about going, especially leaving my friends behind. I mean, who wants to leave their friends behind, right? But when I came back, all my friends were really jealous that they didn't have that experience. So, in fact, when I went, I actually went with my best friend. She was in Denmark while I was in Belgium. And then my sister followed the following year, and she was in Italy. So I would tell you, for everybody that's done it, we absolutely love the experience, and we would do it again in a heartbeat.
Yes, I certainly had a few doubts. I was nervous on the plane ride over, but honestly, you just don't know what you're missing if you don't go. And the friends and the people that I got to meet, it just outweighs any of the doubts that you would ever feel.
My family's from Brazil, and Rotary's really big in Brazil. And I had a lot of Brazilian friends that, went to the United States, Europe. So I really wanted to do it. And I was actually really worried to go on exchange for a whole year because, high school, taking the SAT, ACT. So I just decided to go after graduation, and it was the best experience of my life.
What is the most valuable thing that you think you garnered from this experience? Is it, and I know some people it's going to be the language, for some it's going to be seeing things, for some people it's, the president of our Rotary Club in Dallas met his wife on exchange, and they actually came back. I don't know if you know that story.
No, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, so a lot of people got benefits from it. But what do you think is the biggest benefit that you got from doing the exchange?
The biggest thing I gained from my exchange was I got to learn the language, and also I'm very close to my host family. I was actually in France last year over the summer, and I got to surprise my host mom, and she was, oh my gosh, she was so happy. And we call each other almost like every month. So I think that was the best thing that I gained from exchange.
For me, I would say my definition of family and home totally changed after going on exchange, because you're living with a new family, sometimes multiple, and you have a new home and a new family. So the definition of family and home for me.
Yeah, I would add, I think for me it was about being able to adapt. You get to really immerse into being with different families. I had 3 different host families, all very different lifestyles. And you really need to get out of your comfort zone. Like, I had to be okay with not showering every day. Like, that was very different than the way I had grown up. So getting just used to doing things that are different, and that doesn't make them bad. It just makes them different, and it helps you appreciate different cultures, different ways of doing things, different lifestyles, and different family values as well.
Actually, I'm going to add on to what you said, because definitely if you're going to exchange, you have to get rid of the comfort zone. But because once you do that, you gain all this, like, I don't know, you become so much more mature. I definitely became very much more mature on my exchange year, because Switzerland, it is all on your own. Like, I went to all my doctor appointments on my own and stuff, and I was 15, and I don't know, in the US we don't do that. So just little things that I did every day changed me to be a lot more mature and independent.
And so, do you need to know how to speak a foreign language before you go on the exchange, or do you learn as you go?
Before I went to Switzerland, I can only say maybe 1 through 10 in German and the colors, and that's about it.
You do not need to know how to speak another language. In fact, I took French in high school, hoping to go and use it, and I ended up in the Flemish-speaking part. Ik heb Nederlands geleerd in België.
And I was in Barcelona, so I went speaking a little bit of Spanish, but not much. And turns out my entire school was in Catalan, so yo parlo català, even though I didn't know Catalan existed when I went to Barcelona.
I actually took French in high school, and I also speak Portuguese, so I thought, oh, everything's gonna be fine. I got to Spanish, I did not know anything, actually. Mais maintenant, je parle très bien. Et oui.
Beautiful. Everybody said some of the foreign language, but how about the German? You got a German phrase for us?
Küchenhäusli. That is Swiss German for kitchen cupboard, and if you're a tourist and you go and you ask them to say a word, they're going to say Küchenhäusli because of how weird it sounds.
Well, Michael, this sounds like a wonderful program. Can you give us some of the basics of what's required for a student to get involved in this? Do they have to be a Rotarian or have parents that are Rotarians or know a Rotarian? Or do they just need to know their counselor and come apply?
Well, Bill, they don't have to be a Rotarian. They don't have to know a Rotarian. All they have to do is make an application. Part of the rules are you have to be 15 to 18 and a half years old. And the 18 and a half is when you actually step on the plane and leave the country. So there's different ages. We look at also as being a good student. We do not define a good student because we want to listen to you when we're talking in your interview and make sure that at least you go to school, because that is one of the requirements. You do have to go to high school. We have interviews. We have orientations that help you learn what you need to do, what the rules are, all of the things that you need to know, or at least we try and give you as many things as you need to know before you go to your country.
Beautiful. So I understand you can even go after you finish your high school year, provided you're under that 18 and a half. And you can start as early as 15, like what you did, taking yourself to the doctor's appointments and such. So tell me, what year did y'all go? How old were you when you went? And did you go during your sophomore year, freshman year, senior year, or after everything?
I went right after graduation, after I graduated from high school. I was 18 years old.
So I was a junior when I went to Barcelona, and now I'm going to be a senior. So it worked out pretty good for me.
I was a junior when I did my exchange. I was 16 when I left, and I turned 17 there shortly after.
I had just turned 15 whenever I went to Switzerland, so I was a sophomore, and I just got back, and I'm a junior. So, like she said, it works out perfect.
This is great information. Is there anything else that y'all would like to share with those who are thinking about potentially joining the Rotary Youth Exchange?
If you're even considering doing youth exchange program, you should totally do it. Just put your foot forward and go. If you like to meet new people, it's the perfect opportunity.
Don't second guess it.
Yeah, just do it.
Don't overthink.
don't overthink. I ended up going to 18 countries because of it, and that's what I'm really interested in. So, yeah, that's.
I went to 10 countries too, so you get a great experience just being abroad and learning more about different cultures.
Excellent. I want to thank you all for sharing your experiences with the Youth Exchange. And if you want more information on the Youth Exchange, talk to your high school counselor or contact us directly at the website below.